Welcome to Graya Overload. I'm Anthony. Intel now has announced more of their 8th generation processor family. The 8th generation processor family has taken a while to all be announced here, and Intel just announced some more stuff here. With they announced some desktop stuff and some mobile stuff. I'm going to start off with the mobile stuff because I'm kind of excited about the mobile side here of what they did announce with the new performance powerhouse part of the Core mobile family. And these are going to be some very powerful processors. They announced the i9 that has 6 cores and 12 threads. So they're kind of bringing the i9 they did to desktop into mobile this year. And that's the exciting part, is that now you have the ability for a lot more cores, a lot more threads. And I don't think this is just for gaming. I think the big thing here is also going to be the enterprise powerhouse that have been trying to get, more processing power in these little laptop machines that want or that need to basically, build code, do, data sets or whatever else. And that's going to be a big benefit to them to have all this processing power in a little system. Gaming alone, you're going to be able to game, stream, and do all that fun stuff as well on the mobile, on the go. And I can't wait. I've seen some of these kind of little designs here. I'm still trying to go through them all that some of these laptop makers are doing. It's going to be fun to see what they continue to do and how they're able to take this 45-watt envelope and with all this processing power and really do a great design around it as well. But like I said, these are 45-watt processors in the i9 for this mobile part with a 2.9 gigahertz base clock, and it boosts up to 4.8 gigahertz. Intel's calling it an Intel thermal velocity boost on top of their normal turbo boost. But that's going to also have a couple Xeons and 2 i7s that come with it that are also going to be 6 core and 12 threads. And then you're going to have a couple i5 models that are 4 cores and 8 threads as well. So Intel is really addressing that whole line, kind of improving it, taking it to the next step so that you really have your coverage here with performance at the high end. They're really addressing the gaming market and I think professional market with that bigger data sets and everything else, compiling code that needs to be addressed in that mobile solution, and Intel's going there and addressing it here. So I'm very excited about what Intel has done and excited to see what more is to come. And then Intel also announced a little bit more with the 8th gen mobile processors, some more lower 28 watt thermal design. So these aren't going to be your powerhouse processors. These are going to be the regular mobile ones, but you're going to get the Iris Plus graphics in them. You're going to have the integrated AC. So they're making sure that they're trying to get gigabit throughput in all these all their lines of processors. But the big thing in here is that with the Iris Plus, you're going to have still your 2.7 with your 4 cores and 8 threads in both your i5 and your i7 lines, and then your 2 cores and 4 threads in the i3 line. So they're still going to have a nice span of those, but as you go down, they trim out some of the cores there. But with the top of the line i7 doing 2.7 base clock and 4.5 boost, you'll still get that boost. In all these mobile lines, I'm actually very interested to see how long that boost maintains, because as you have to dissipate all that heat, and so I'm sure that certain manufacturers are going to do certain things to be able to do that, and that's interesting to me because that kind of after your first little bit, like these U ones probably isn't a big thing, but if we go back to that mobile line, the longer that they can maintain that high clock speed, the better they are going to be for the user. So I'm kind of interested in that. Let me know if you are as well. I'm very interested in trying to keep track of the things that other people are maybe want to know, because that can help me address that in one of my videos here as well when I go through a topic. But you have going here on to the next step is the Intel Octane Memory. And as you can see here in the Octane Memory is that Intel is talking about now these Core i5 or i7 or i9 plus processors, and that's going to have the addition of the Octane Memory. So you're going to have the responsiveness of the Octane Memory, which if you, I haven't had actually tried Octane Memory myself. If you have, let me know how you like it. But from what I've read and what Intel's shown off, it's supposed to be very responsive. So I think of it this way, like trying to get in and out of the next scene loading in a game is going to be great. And this is how Intel was relating it to, and made a lot of sense to me, is that you're going to be able to load that next scene that much faster over the traditional sense of regular loading. So this is a way to actually maybe take an extra edge while you're playing esports and competitive gaming, and be able to have a better performance or better edge over your opponent. And I've never done the esports competitive gaming thing. I've gamed online, multiplayer stuff, but never in the competitive fashion. I can only imagine that when you have an edge, it is an edge, and it's a beneficial edge. So hopefully that this translates, and I like to hear from somebody that is in esports or uses it like that, to see if there is a benefit into using Octane. But now Intel has done this, and they're calling it the Core i5 or whatever, Core iX Plus. So now you have that Plus platform extension on your badges as well on your computer. Intel also announced in addition to the desktop line, so they're rounding out the entire desktop line of processors, and more importantly, they're rounding out the chipset line, so that budget builds make a lot more sense now, especially that since they've rounded out, so you can buy a mid 300 series chipset. So that's great now that we have that ability. So thank you, Intel, for finally releasing that. So I'm excited to see what goes on there, but as you see here, you got everything from, the i5s announced, as well as the new low-powered i7 to i3 announcements as well. And these are pretty big overall for the low-power side, because I feel like there's a lot of more creativity, a lot of going this low-power, small form factor, or just unique form factor. There's a lot of people on Reddit out there that do an amazing job with these builds. I'm amazed every single time I go on there and see what people have done. They do an amazing job, and it inspires me to try to go and create a new, smaller system and everything else. But these address some of that. I mean, they're 35 watts. They're coming with like 80. They're all followed by a T instead of like a K or nothing. But these address that they're 35 watts, and that's so that they're low powered. And you get it, and even the i7 is still 6 cores and 12 threads. And it's going to be fun to kind of see what people do with these, and kind of, make them so that they're, do what they want in whatever way, whatever form factor. That's going to be the fun part. Dissipate the heat, see how well that they operate, and you can probably create a really awesome small system with some great power in it. And Intel's, kind of rolling all this out, and making it quite an attractive top to bottom line of processors, overall desktop, mobile, and that's the impressive part, really competing with AMD. Glad AMD got back into it, but Intel's coming out swinging and showing that they still have it, and they still want to be a huge player, and that they are the main player in the field, and Intel has to compete with the big guy. So, but to go through the chipsets here real fast, you have the H370, the H310, a corporate one that's going to be the Q370, as well as in the B360. So you take a look at these. Hopefully that this addresses something in the main range that you're looking for. And I'm going to keep my eye on it, see what everything else is there as well in the mid-range that's going to be addressed in here coming out. But I'm excited that Intel was able to go through, release, and announce a whole bunch of this, and kind of get out of the way and get ready, because AMD's launching another series of Ryzen here very soon. But the competition is not slowing down. It is picking up, and it is fun to be a consumer in the processor market. You got all the competition, a lot to choose from, and you even got mobile and desktop performance lines to choose from to what best suits you. So I'm excited to see what continues to come out and what continue problems are addressed here by Intel and AMD going forward. So I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support Graya Overload and help this channel grow. I really appreciate it, and I'm very thankful for all your support. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Graya Overload. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe.